Welcome to the Insurance Brokers Podcast, Helpful Hints. Here we break down the best, most informative bits of our full-length interviews.
So we've had lots of offline conversations, all things marketing, and I thought it'd be a really interesting chat, really, to talk about the type of support that Willis Towers Watson gives their brokers, what your experience of marketing in our industry is and what kind of challenges often come up, and whether we can collectively give the listeners any kind of easy tips and advice on how they can boost their own marketing departments. So I wonder if you want to give us a bit of a background about where you are, how you've got to where you are in the last 8 years in Willis Towers.
Yeah, of course. Happy to do so. So I've been with Willis Towers Watson Networks, predominantly working with network members across the northern regions, Scotland and Northern Ireland. And my role is really about providing a holistic marketing consultancy service. And that's really looking at what a network member wants to do to grow their business and how they go about achieving it. And one piece of advice I give any broker looking to adopt a marketing approach is to be realistic and to understand that it takes time to go to where you want to get to, if that makes sense. Quite often there is an illusion or perhaps a disillusion that by doing an individual marketing campaign, the funds will jump off the wall with the vast responses you get. And the reality is that doesn't happen. It might happen if you're marketing Budweiser and on a Friday you tell everyone on Facebook that Budweiser's half price. You will probably see a big uptake in sales over the weekend, but that's a very, very different type of marketing. When we're looking at insurance marketing and financial services in general, you have to understand it's a different audience. It's a different buying process. You're effectively working around a 1 day of the year target, and that's when somebody's renewing. So all your marketing, in essence, is targeted at a 1 day event, and all the work that you put in is focused on that. And again, going back to the point I made at the very beginning, all your marketing should be realistic. And once you have a realistic expectation, it's very, very easy then to start looking at various ways and means that you can implement marketing strategies and marketing plans and bring them to fruition. So I hope that kind of gave you a little bit of a flavor of what we do. That's kind of the theory element of it. Practically speaking, we will work with our network members on putting together an actual plan of activities, and that will often span email marketing. So one of our services is a CRM system that's got e-marketing capabilities in there. It's looking at cross-selling. It's looking at developing a proposition for your business. It's looking at identifying what makes you stand out from the competition. It's also looking at traditional things like direct mail, telemarketing, more advanced websites, SEO-friendly websites. Social media is the big thing. And have you got a good presence on social media? Are you actually portraying your business properly on social media? Because that's where everything's happening right now. And going forward, it's going to happen a lot more on social media. And our brokers, and brokers in general, need to be prepared for that. Because the decision makers of today may not necessarily use social media as a decision-making tool. But I can guarantee you in 10, 15 years' time, the next generation of decision makers will have been brought up on social media. They will know nothing else other than social media. So we have to embrace it. And a lot of the advice and work I give to our brokers is around that. And it's around looking at where you can stand out and create a difference. Because one of the things I tend to find a lot in our industry is if you look at different trade groups, for example, or different specialisms or different industrial sectors, and more times than not, there will be some type of group or some type of association on LinkedIn or discussion forum that you can join that's specifically related to a certain industry or sector. There's almost never an insurance representation on there. You'll have lots of accountants, solicitors, lawyers, various other professional services on there to talk about their expertise and how they can help this industry and what they do to support that industry. But almost never is there an insurance representative, which firstly creates a vacuum because there's nobody to give proper advice. And as we know in these industries, you need proper advice. More times than not, you can't just buy off the shelf. You need somebody to be able to give you good, solid advice. But because nobody's on there, you can very, very quickly join a group or a forum, as long as you know the industry, and create a digital reputation of expertise and excellence. And how quickly it builds, you could very quickly overnight become recognized as a thought leader or an expert in a particular field.